The Major League Baseball whispered over the weekend the late Friday announcement that they are looking into the Shohei Ohtani story after earlier saying that he was not the focus of any kind of inquiry. Turns out that is not true. Ohtani is accused of wiring tons of cash to a bookie to pay off a gambling debt. The question is, was that his gambling debt or was that just his interpreter's gambling debt? So if you haven't heard the latest on this, and maybe you were so locked into college basketball that you stopped paying attention, you might have missed it. We did not. We're very interested in this story. And the Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani, later on today, is going to speak with the media for the first time. Dodgers playing another exhibition game with the Halos, and Ohtani's going to speak. First time he has talked to reporters since the stories came out regarding conflicting reports. Gave two different versions, the interpreter involved in this, on what happened. And so now Ohtani will face the music or the media in this story. So let us discuss the question, what do you expect Shohei Ohtani to say to the media? So I've got painstaking, Pink Floyd, and mindset. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to doodle, just like Jerry Jones doodles at the NFL owners meeting. So first of all, I anticipate that this is going to be performance art. So we'll start with that. This will be performance art. That Shohei Ohtani, I would not be shocked in the least if he's awake right now while we're doing this show, meeting with his lawyers. And they're going over, here's what you can say, here's what you can't say. You got to phrase it this way. You can't phrase it like that, or you're going to get in trouble. And going over and over, getting all the ducks lined up in a row. Quack, quack, quack. All the ducks, right? And think of it like a presidential debate, which we used to have in this country back in the day before our candidates were all 1,000 years old. And if you have a presidential debate, you have to prepare for the debate, right? You have your team preparing you on here's what they're going to come after you with, here's how you rebut that, and all that. So that's going on right now. So we know that Ohtani has already had two different stories, and his posse of PR flacks are lining up what the actual story is going to be and what you can say without getting yourself in too much hot water. And so you have to form what is the mother of all excuses, the get out of jail free card or stay out of jail free card. Every detail, every single detail must meticulously be monitored going into this. And we're talking about painstaking details because, again, if Ohtani says the thing you can't say at the time you can't say it, he's going to dig a deeper hole for himself to get out of. And they're going to leave nothing to chance. Like everything from, does Ohtani wear his uniform? Is this casual where he does not wear his uniform? Do they use his wife as a prop? How's this work? I don't think he's got kids, so that's tough to do. I know. Remember when Kobe Bryant got in trouble? He pulled out the kids as to protect him from the media. He can't ask any tough questions when the kids are there. Had the wife there with different things, and this happened randomly over time. So we'll see. I mean, this might be just a casual thing in the dugout. Does it take place in the dugout? Do the Dodgers want him not to wear the uniform because it's the bad look? Who knows? We don't know, but we'll find out later today. And you have to methodically plan this stuff out because, again, you're talking about self-incrimination if you say the wrong thing. And are we going to get I'm just here to talk baseball, I just want to talk about baseball, I just want to help my teammates, that kind of thing? Who's going to be the interpreter? Who's going to be the one that translates this? And if you do I just want to talk baseball, I'm excited for the season and all that stuff, that's code for the standard. We've all seen this over the years. On the advice of my counsel, I respectively decline to answer on the ground that my answer may tend to incriminate me. So I will not answer that question. Or you'll get a lot of next question. But we don't know much about Ohtani. He's been pretty good at hiding from the media playing for the Angels. They have no media that cover them. But he's got the Japanese media, which apparently is so big, some of us aren't allowed to go to those games anymore. It's so big, the amount of Japanese media that cover Ohtani. Now, page 2 here. Which direction, we're at a fork in the road, which direction does the Ohtani story go now? So that is really up to the lawyers of Ohtani on which direction this goes. It's also up to the feds and the bookie. We know the lawyers are going to vet everything that Ohtani says. That's how this works. That's why you pay lawyers a lot of money and you hope they're good and they know what they're doing. You pay them a lot of money. So a lot of billable hours for Ohtani's attorneys here. They're positioning this that he's the victim. He's a rube. He's a dummy. He didn't know what he was doing. And I'm sure they'll bring up cultural differences and say that this is one of the reasons. I would imagine that would be a defense that they're going to use, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Shohei is going to have to do needlepoint. He's going to have to thread a needle with his attorneys on this one. And channel Pink Floyd, right? The famous line, "Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying." And in corporate America, corporate speak, which is the art of speaking without saying anything. A lot of weasel words that give you off-ramps to get out of trouble. That's important. Just don't incriminate yourself. That's the most important thing. But even if Ohtani does not say anything inappropriate, untoward in this news conference, Ohtani, according to the initial report, he knowingly paid off a bookie. That's what he originally said. So even if he doesn't say that again, he already said it. So if he paid off a bookie, he violated federal wire transfer laws, and there's money laundering. All of that has been mentioned. Now, the bookie is the key. The bookie is the one that can ultimately decide which direction this goes. Because Ohtani is going to give a watered-down version of events. And does the bookie look to cut a deal? You would think so, right? You're like, I'm in trouble. I'll cut a deal. And does he start, as they say in the old mob movies, sing like a canary here? It's possible. It's possible that the interpreter absolutely hornswoggled Ohtani, and he's just as dumb as a box of rocks, Ohtani, and he had no idea what he was doing, and that he just gave access to all of his bank accounts to the guy that interprets his comments to the media. It's possible that happened. The question is, do the feds want Ohtani? Feds like to take down celebrities. Martha Stewart, famous example back in the day, America's baker and all that crap. They took her down for insider trading. So do they want to take down Ohtani? And if Ohtani is that stupid, which they're going to have to say he is, that he didn't know what was going on, that's a bad look, right? That is, all the guy can do is hit a baseball, but he has no other life skills. That's probably not true at all. But the other possibilities here are that the bookmaker involved in this gave the interpreter a massive credit line, because it wasn't just the interpreter, it was Ohtani that was involved. You got to remember here, there's a lot of money that had to be paid back, but they had to put the money up on the wagers here. And so does that mean that the bookmaker knew that it was Ohtani was involved in this? Did Ohtani actually place the bets? Was this just a middleman, the interpreter? It's a whodunit situation. All right, final thought. In a side note, we have learned that the Dodgers and the Cubs will be going back across the Pacific Ocean. Dodgers were just there in Korea. They're back in the States now as they play the American opener later this week. But the Dodgers and the Cubbies are going to get together in 2025. They have been handpicked to start the 2025 season in Tokyo. So the Dodgers set to open up in the Holy Land of Otani in Japan there before the 2025 season. Why does this matter? Why does this matter? Well, I'm glad you asked. So it matters because it is all tied together. It matters because this indicates that Major League Baseball, at this point in the story, Major League Baseball does not believe that Ohtani is going to be in any real trouble. Right? And they don't. Otherwise, I know they dropped the Friday news dump, Friday late in the day. There's, by the way, we're investigating Shohei Ohtani. But why would you send the Dodgers back to Asia, back to, in this case, Japan, on a barnstorming trip to spread the gospel of American baseball if Ohtani's going to end up suspended. It's not logical on any level. Now, baseball is being run by Rob Manfred, who has no logic. See the cheating Astros from 2017 as an example. But this is a pretty good clue. Some would say it's a dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway on the mindset of Major League Baseball. That they believe the interpreter's the bad guy, and even if he's not totally the bad guy, and Ohtani did some stuff he shouldn't have done, betting on some soccer match from Europe or whatever, doesn't matter. That the interpreter's going to be the guy that is the fall guy in this story. Now, things can change. They can always change, and baseball could change their mind and say, we're psych. We're just kidding. We're not sending the Cubs and the Dodgers over there. The frame of mind, though, they are preparing for the status quo. And that Ohtani's not going to get in trouble with the feds and you have to go to the gulag or anything like that. And, of course, all of this, again, subject to change.